You've made it all the way to secret number 10 in my little black book of homeschooling secrets. Today is one of my favorites. It's another one of my life themes that 100% applies to homeschooling, which is start ugly. Now, I shared with you in my ebook that I am a raging perfectionist by nature. And over the course of the last several years, I have worked on transitioning myself to a recovering perfectionist phase. And I used to have a mentor that called me a walking migraine because I wanted everything done yesterday, but I also wanted it done perfectly. So I had absolutely zero tolerance for anyone's imperfections. I had zero tolerance for my own imperfections, and I wanted everything to be just exactly right. So you can imagine how over the course of my life, I got stuck many, many times because I oftentimes was mistaking or sacrificing, excellence for perfection. So, there's a concept which says that good is the enemy of great, which means that if great is possible, why would we settle for good? And that is true, especially as an entrepreneur, as a professional. You are wanting to create your product or your name or your brand or anything that is an extension of you. You're wanting to breathe as much excellence into that as possible, 100%. But what we have to also realize is that sometimes, like Steve Jobs says, real artists ship. What does that mean? It means that at some point you've got to just get the job done. So we do something that's called ready, fire, aim. This is a phrase that we have in Texas. So as opposed to ready, aim, fire, and a lot of people get stuck in the ready, aim part. So they're getting ready to get ready to get ready to get ready to do the thing, and they never actually get around to doing the thing. So at some point we've got to move beyond getting ready. At some point we've got to move beyond ready, aim, and we have to actually fire. So what we do is ready, fire, aim. So we pull the trigger, we take our first shot, and then we reposition ourselves. Then we tweak it. Then we improve. And that is the secret for homeschooling. Like everything else in life, let's start ugly. Okay, so the schedule's not the way you want it. Okay, so the house is not the way you want it. Okay, so the curriculum is not the way you want it. Okay, so the agenda is not the way that you want it. We can either become so stressed about those things that they turn us into raging maniacs, or else we get overwhelmed and we completely shut down because, as we all know, an overwhelmed mind does nothing. So here's the thing that a champion always keeps in mind. Being overwhelmed is a choice. Now, it is a reactionary, subconscious, unconscious choice for sure. But it is a choice nonetheless. So we have to make the on-purpose, intentional choice that instead of allowing myself to slip into overwhelm, I'm going to choose to be empowered instead. So I will not be overwhelmed. Sometimes you have to tell yourself this like multiple times per day. Go take a look in the mirror, hold your right hand up and say, repeat after me, self, I will not be overwhelmed. You're saying this to yourself in the mirror. I will not be overwhelmed. I will not be overwhelmed. I am powerful. I am not pitiful. I am purposeful. I am not pathetic. And we're telling ourselves these things over and over again, and we're doing it with patience and with grace and with poise. Like the old example of the swan, okay? The swan above the surface is calm, cool, and collected. And below the water, it's paddling like crazy to get where it wants to go. And that's what our job is. Our job is to be the swan for our family. We have to be the calm in the storm. Remember, they feed off of our energy. That what's caught is so much more powerful than what is taught. So whatever energy they are feeling from us in the home, in the day, you better believe they are going to show up as your mirror. And they are going to work out all of those inconsistencies in us. That's why God gave them to us. That's their job. So we can't take it out on them. And we have to remember, I'm starting ugly. I'm going to give this my absolute best today, and I am going to try my hardest, and I'm going to deliver the best that I can for my children, for myself, for my job, for my family. But at the end of the day, I'm also going to have grace, and I'm going to have joy. And that's really what being a joyful warrior is all about. That we are giving it everything we've got, but we're not losing ourselves in the process, and we're not losing our joy in the pursuit of perfection, right? Because if we're not having fun, if we don't have our joy, then what do we have at the end of the day? So we've got to make sure that, yes, we're working so hard to deliver a great job, to create a life of excellence for our family, but we don't do it at the expense of our family, right? We don't do it at the expense of our own sanity. So if sometimes you've just got to say, you know what, I need a mulligan. You know what a mulligan is? It's a golf phrase, or it means you get it start over. Okay? So sometimes we just need to start over. And I've learned along my way that it is entirely possible to start a diet in the middle of a bag of potato chips. Okay, so we're going to start over, and we're going to start ugly. And kids, they have a lot of grace. If they feel loved, if they feel safe, they can give us a lot of forgiveness, and they can give us a lot of grace. So if you've blown it in the morning or in the afternoon, just say, oh, I blew it. Oh, I didn't mean to yell. Or laugh at yourself and say, oh my gosh, that was really loud, wasn't it? I didn't mean to yell so loud. Or make a joke of it, or make fun of yourself, or turn it into, sometimes you can break the tension with a quick impromptu tickle time, or just something to give your entire family a quick reset. And then once that energy has shifted, then you can go back and you can start over in the middle of the day, even at the end of the day. And sometimes if it hasn't gone well, and it's gone far from perfect, and you feel like you've just botched it so much, guess what? Now you're the principal, you're the teacher, and you're the guidance counselor. So you can give everybody the day off if you need to. You can say, you know what? Forget it. We're going to have family time. We're going to have fun time. We're going to go out to the backyard. We're going to walk down the street. We're going to run up and down the stairs 6 times. We're going to play a game of Candyland or bingo or cards or whatever. And you can just give your family a time to reconnect emotionally or reconnect energetically, or everybody can just have some quiet time. Maybe there's just been too much together time. So maybe we need to have some quiet focus projects where everybody can do their own thing for a little while. And you, as the captain of the ship, can take the pulse of everyone, see where everyone's holding, and then you can navigate those waters for your family. Don't be so focused on perfection that you lose sight of what's really important. So don't be afraid to start where you are. Remember, you're the mama or the dad or the aunt or the grandmother, or whoever is doing the homeschooling. You're the leader, which means you're the responsible adult. So wherever you're holding, if you can just get their buy-in, if you can get their support, if you can get their faith in you by focusing on that personal connection, almost everything else is possible. And the last quick tip I'll give you is that people support what they help to create. So if you allow your kids to be a part of this starting ugly, this start over, this do-over, this mulligan, whatever you're going to do, and say, what did you think just really stunk about today? What was your favorite part about today? What was your least favorite part? What would you like to do differently tomorrow? Get their input, and then it allows you to, start ugly, but then you can continually improve as you go. You got this. You can totally do this. I know you can. I have total belief in you, and I'm here to help you every step of the way. So do not hesitate ever to ask me any questions at all. And if you have other people in your life that you know could use a lifeline, feel free to share the ebook with them, or share these videos with them, or they can download the copy of the book themselves at diggingdeepercoaching.com. Bye for now, everybody. See you tomorrow.